Oh no. Okay, this is all bad. All bad. Let's see what we can do here. Let's dancing rune weapon off the back of this. Dude. This is unnecessary. Ladies and gentlemen! 1 second. Okay, we had a nightmare. The recording just crashed, but it crashed as I'd already just done the intros. That's all good. This is a full pug. I actually showed us getting the key and everything, and just inviting random people. But so it's a full pug, but it's giveaway day. We have the HyperX Cloud Revolver S to give away to you today. This is the top of the line headset. Not that the guys who got the previous headset got dicked or anything. They got the really good one, but this one's like the top one. This one's expensive. So thank you to HyperX for giving us this one. It's a beast. Look, it's got these fancy designs on the side. I don't want to take it out the wrapping, but it's proper. It is proper. It's proper smooth matte finish, the whole thing. And as you guys, many of you pointed out in the comments, these things are ridiculously comfortable. It comes with a lot of foam and stuff, so I don't want to mess around with it, and it's got a proper fob on it. So big thanks to HyperX for that one.
Look at that, mate.
Andy wants it. I'm not going to lie. Andy wants it. So we're doing a full pug. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I feel like I'm rushing because of the group. Because I was ready to go. I was all chill, and now it's gone pear-shaped. So we'll see. We'll see how this is going to go. Anyway, we're back in the Blood DK. I want to do 1 TDP on the Blood DK this week, but obviously I am using this for Agramar Mythic, which is what we're doing right now as a guild. So I do need to kind of put some time into him. It's not a huge deal, as I pointed out last time, because I'm basically a grip bitch. That's my job there. I'm not there to do excessive damage or to be like a backup tank or anything like that. I'm just a grip bitch. So, but I kind of, it's in me to not be a waste of time. It's in me to not be a complete waste of time. So doing a little bit of effort on it, I think is a good idea. Personally, I think it's a well worthwhile situation. Anyway, we're doing a 16 Dark Heart Thicket today, and we have, it's a 15, I'm sure it's a 16. Teeming, Quaking, Fortified. Teeming, yeah, it is a 16, yeah, okay. I was sure it was. Teeming, Quaking, Fortified. Now, as you can see, this is Quaking under our feet. I'm sure most of you have seen Quaking before. But Fortified Darkheart can be a bit of a bitch. And the reason for that is this trash that charges, these doggies, can pretty much one-shot. So I have to be kind of studious as the tank to make sure we're not over-pulling here. I expect a couple of early deaths here, and then after this it should be fine. That's generally how Darkheart goes, is the danger is these early packs. You can see how much damage that's doing to the hunter and whatnot. And then fixing it up. So what I, firstly, I've got to come to our, the lot of discussion that you guys started last week, but firstly, it looks like I might be doing Argus, on my mage. So it was kind of up in the air. When the guys came to me about doing Agramar on my Death Knight, they kind of mentioned that maybe it'll include Argus, which is why I was talking previously about the journey for my mage being over, could be over in Legion, but I learned today that immunities are pretty good in Diplomat, and my mage has immunities. Oh god. I do not have an interrupt for these guys. I did not know these were here. Let's AMS this. I had no idea these guys were here on teaming. It is teaming, which means there's way more trash. If you're not sure, that's what teaming means. There's a lot more trash in the dungeon. And it's fortified, which means the trash is hugely buffed compared to normal. So I'm going to, as always in a pug, so before we get onto the mage situation, yeah, you don't pull 2 bears here, dude. That's just silly. Let's Icebound. This is going to be, yeah, it's really silly. These bears are not friendly. They are not friends of the cause.
Be still, worm. I will deal with you shortly.
Doing my best. We have to do some real sexy death strikes here. Let's give the guys a little bit of room. I don't think AMS works on Maddening Shout. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll keep going. Ooh, we have got a decent healer. We have got a decent healer. This is going to be one of those ones where I'm a little distracted. Andy said, if you could do all your videos like you did the last one, that would be great. And I'm like, it really depends on the run. It really depends on the run. So we're going to watch the charges here. These mobs, these birdies are going to charge in a direction. If they hit you, they stun you. And at this level, they won't one-shot me, but it'll be bad. Let's put it that way. Oh, Mind Bomb stunned out of range. What a bummer. So I'm just watching for Razorbeak here, and he's charging ways. Let's Death Strike back up. Keep our charges nice and high. Good. So in the previous I talked about I was pulling with like 6 bursting, right? And as we were like, well, my healers can do like 12 bursting and all this. It's like, yeah, this is a pug. I don't know who these healers are. I don't know if they're any good, and I certainly don't know if. Oh no. Okay, this is all bad. All bad. Let's see what we can do here. Let's Dancing Rune Weapon off the back of this. Dude. This is unnecessary. Yep. Purgatory. That was what I was afraid of, boys. That was what I was afraid of. Yeah, I play... You gotta remember, in a pug, you can't play like you do with your friends. Like, if I was to go with my guild healers, yeah, we could do 10, 12 stacks of bursting without much of an issue, right? But if it's in a pug, I don't know who I'm playing with. Especially as I'm not using things like Radar.io or anything to check people's histories or anything like that. I'm literally basing it off who asked to join the group, and are they of what I would consider a reasonably appropriate level to do it, right? Get me out of combat, please. Come on now. There we go. A reasonably appropriate level. That's all I'm after, is a reasonably appropriate level. I'm not after anything particularly special. I'm not after hero play or anything like that. Can I get a heal, dude? It would be so sweet if I could. I would love it so much. So I'm just going to take my time here. Obviously, we don't want to chain pull this. I'll pull this. So let's go now. I've changed my bars, which is ultra dangerous. Nice capacitor. All I'm hoping for here is people not to go running around doing crazy things to try, because people try and get out of dangerous situations by just charging and leaping and whatnot. It's not going to be helpful here, because you're going to just charge into other things. I would like to have pulled these down the road, but after that first pull, I think this is probably a safer bet. So that's how I'm playing. It's a very different style of play, and I think if you play in a guild all the time, you can kind of forget how to play safely. And in a way where strangers can get through the group, because that's what we're doing. We're playing in a way that strangers can get through the group. Not your guild group or your friends group or your seasoned experience. You know, I run Mythic Plus with these guys every week. Not the way that those guys play. We're looking at a way of getting through this so that we definitely get through with as least deaths as possible in a completely stranger-ridden environment. Don't run into me with quaking, bro. Come on. Let's keep ourselves steady. So I did find out that I'm not going to be, due to my immunities, I'll be doing Argus, which I'm pretty happy about, honestly. Like I'm done. I am pretty much done with my mage, but it is nice to see out the very last boss on your main character. That's pretty sweet. That's very, very sweet. It's a nice little addition to what we're doing, and therefore, as much as I was fine with playing my DK, I am also very happy to... I'm very happy to also finish it out on my mage and see that situation go as best as it can. Okay, we've got a class 4 situation. See if we can blood drink up. Might have to fortify here. Let's do that. Nicely done. Okay, that was tough stuff. We're focused here, so I'm kind of happy to see that out. I was reviewing some stuff for the Journey video I want to do of like playing, you know, playing arranged and stuff like that. Many of you would like, I knew you wouldn't like it. I knew you wouldn't like it. It's not that I haven't liked my mage. It's not that at all. It's just, it's actually not that much to do with the mage. Every issue I've had with my mage is nothing that other classes haven't had as well. You know? It's not a case of the mage has had things that have made me dislike it particularly. It's more a case of ranged in general I'm not overly happy with. And I think it's good to know that and have that information. I think it makes you in a much better position when it comes to choosing a class. Like next expansion, if you think about the videos of when Legion was coming and I was choosing my next class, pretty much everything was on the table. And now when it comes to... I know I've made some definite changes because people are saying, what are you going to play next expansion? I don't know, because I don't know what Battle for Azeroth holds for us. And that's the important thing. Like the class changes, of which I think there'll be only a few. There will be class changes of some description. And I need to be aware of that. Now the quick question is, do I skip here or do I just pull this trash? I think we pull this trash, don't we? For safety. Again, for safety. We could probably skip it with an organized group, but I'm not sure. Somebody's probably going to make a mistake. I'm going to get angry. When it comes to, like, part of my choosing process for the beginning of Legion was, of course, I wanted something that could only play one role, and that was DPS, which easily narrowed down my choices. Whereas now, I've decided I would really like to have something that can tank. Like, that's going to be a big part of my choice, is I want something that can tank. And the reason for that is I get so frustrated not being able to tank. Like, it actually drives me crazy. It's a real upsetting situation. Keep moving these around. Come on. Especially, like, as somebody who likes tanking, and I do, I like tanking. As somebody who likes tanking, not being able to do it, especially when you're doing, like, early gear farm or even, like, Mythic Plus spam. I don't mind playing my mage, but I'd like to tank as well. I'd like to tank. So, next time around, I'm definitely going to have something that can tank. For sure. Our healer is Biss. I really like our healer. Let's see if we can get out of this. Come on, get out of there, dude. Whoever you are, sir, you are a good healer. Which means, obviously, that limits my choices even more. Alright, it opens my choices. Monk, DK, obviously, warrior, paladin, unlikely. Unlikely to be the paladin. Unless that class gets some real drastic changes, it's unlikely to be the paladin. Demon Hunter is up there. It is. Demon Hunter is up there. It's not my first choice right now. My first choice right now would probably be Death Knight. But it's not my first choice right now. But it's certainly a possibility going in. Seeing what they do with it. I feel like, and there's a lot of rumor amongst the DKs, the DHs that I talked to. They feel like they're going to do something really silly with Demon Hunter for next expansion. Like, they're just waiting for the announcement that they're going to do something really silly. There's no basis there, so don't ask me what do I think they're going to do. I don't know. I think they might do something with Meta, because they're either really happy with Meta or they want to change it. Which sounds ridiculous. Like, well, which one is it? I don't know. It's hard to tell what Blizzard's always thinking, unfortunately. It really is hard to tell, but it'll be one of those scenarios. I think Meta needs to change because I think it's really boring. I think it relies too heavily on just getting chained back-to-back crits while not altering the gameplay at all. I don't like that. Let's go this way. I want to see some nice gameplay changes. I would like Meta to be more involved. But then again, looking at what they did to... And this is going to trigger a lot of people. Looking at what they did to a more complicated use of a cooldown that was also called Metamorphosis, it's entirely possible we won't see that. It's entirely possible we won't see that. It's entirely possible they'll just do what they want to do with it, which is fine. They might leave it as being super simple instead of risking the old Warlock scenario once again. Oh, he died? Rip. Let's get him. So, I'll wait and see. I don't think anybody trying to choose... Like, some people are trying to choose their BFA class of spec right now. I think that's a really silly decision. I think everybody should hold their fucking horses and see what Battle for Azeroth's actually got in store for us. Because there's definitely... We know a couple of things. So if you're not sure, you haven't been keeping up to date with BFA news, we definitely know a couple of things. One of them is that tanks are getting heavily homogenized. By that I mean they're going to change the way mitigation works, which is obviously our ways of preventing damage, to all be pretty similar. And the idea there is to try and stop there being one overwhelmingly good tank that fits all the needs. They still want to keep the niches, like how they play, but change the way they actually prevent damage so that it's all pretty similar. Which I think is a noble goal. Honestly, I don't mind that kind of homogenization. Oh, there's quaking there? Bummer. Let me make sure I don't fuck us here. I think it's a noble goal. I do think it's a noble goal. Because it's frustrating. Like, as much as there's a lot of tanks out there, and I used to be the same way, who really enjoy having all the tanks ready and raring to go. So an example would be on Varamathras Mythic. Our main tank setup at the moment is a Brewmaster and a Death Knight. But the Brewmaster, that's the way Varamathras works, was creating some issues. So the guy actually had far better success switching to a 20 item level lower warrior. I know that sounds ridiculous to some of you, but it's absolutely true. A 20 item level lower warrior than playing his Brewmaster. And guess what? Once he switched over, life was much easier. The healers had a good time. I think we ended up like 3 healing it. Pretty awesome, all said. And those are the situations Blizzard wants to avoid in Battle for Azeroth. And I think that's worthwhile, because as much as there are definitely some tanks who... like to have everything ready all the time, I think there's also a lot of people who don't want to do that. And they shouldn't have to, really. I mean, yes, you can take your tanking very seriously and feel it's part of your job to have all the tanks set up and stuff. But there's also plenty of people who are like, I just want to focus on my main character. And I'm sure there's more of those. Who are rightfully saying, why is my tank shit? This is the one I've chosen. Why is this terrible? So they're going to try and make it so it's not a big deal. Which I think is a pretty noble goal. So I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. But it also means that the niches and the important side of what you really like about your tank? What is it you really like? Is it the way it plays? Like, is it, for example, is it Demon Hunter mobility? Is it kind of the simplicity that you'll get with a Guardian Druid? The simplicity you'll get with a Guardian Druid and a Prot Paladin? Is that what you really liked? Or is it, you know, is it the warrior style of play? As much as I don't like it, there's plenty of people who do. What is it about each of these that you really, really enjoy? And then from there, we can figure out the best way of going, right? Get ready for the stun, get ready for the stun. He's going to cast Blood Assault. Get ready. Got it. I'm sure there was somebody else who was ready with the stun then. Oh, missed. The knockback just caught me on the edge. So, I don't know. If it was right now, if Battle for Azeroth was coming out, say, in a week, I would definitely be a Death Knight for the next expansion. I love the actual just melee playstyle of it. I know that sounds silly because they're all melee, but there's a far stronger melee feel, in my opinion, with the Death Knight than you get with most of the things. Well, okay, we're going to have to do a big pull here. I have my stun ready. Let's put a Death Strike up and get ready for it. Get ready, get ready. There it is. Stun it. That one got through. That's okay. Let's put Vamp up. I love how Vamp is so regular and so overpowered, some would say. I'm sure many of you would say it's overpowered AF, but I mean, there's some truth to that. Don't let it all cast. These all cast. They all reform. Don't do it. How are we doing? 10 minutes. Okay. We good. We good. Again, looking to finish the key appropriately. Like, if we get a non-depleted full Pug 16, I'm pretty happy with it. Let's go. Everybody get through? The totem.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, let's see. This boss can be a bit of a nightmare. Luckily, it's fortified, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we'll see. Are people going to try and bait out the Quake or not? Is the big question. There's a quaking under me, yeah. So I'm going to watch now. Hopefully everyone's going to be fine. See, I really like on my mage, I don't know if you guys do this, but on my mage, I really, really, really like to bait that out so it doesn't land like that. So hopefully the guys will just switch to another position. I'm going to go ham on resource generation. I don't want to move this guy too much because this breath is very nasty at this level. Where's our hunter gone? He's way back there, okay. Don't have much for this raw. Ugh, that's horrible. I need to move near the eggs. Oh, Vamp just came back. I see that Vamp just coming back like that. God, you just feel so safe. So I'm going to have to make sure not to get owned by this downdraft. So I'm going to move as close to the boss as possible. Because I'm really close to eggs. That works out just fine. 8 minutes. We should be fine here. I think so. Yeah, we should be good. Well, tank is something I want to get back into. I feel sloppy on it because obviously I'm not tanking full time. I do feel sloppy on it, which I don't like. I don't like feeling sloppy when I'm tanking, but and there was things, I mean, you guys have seen, actually. You guys have got all the evidence right in front of you, like through the TDPs, that there are certain things, even for the beginning of the expansion, that I'm still not 100% sure how they work, that tanks deal with. A big one for me would be percentages. Or certain, like the last boss in Neltharian's Lair, that Stomp. I've tanked that boss a ton of times, but still had no idea that that ability, Molten Crash, I believe it's called, is actually stopped by active mitigation. I didn't know that. It's one of those things that I just didn't notice, and I was like, why does this, sometimes I get hit by this and sometimes I don't? Like, what's the story here? There's a reason for this, right? Is what you think to yourself. There's a definite reason. But I don't know what it is, and it's infuriating, because these are the things that ordinarily, if I was like a full-time tank, I would go through every boss studiously, trying to find every little nook and cranny detail of what's going on and figure it all out for myself. But it's being a ranged DPS has made me so fucking lazy. Really lazy, because I don't have to bother with anything. And I have to tell you, like, doing Mythic Agrimar as a melee, I learned so much about how certain mechanics work, because I tanked the boss before on the very first week. Like, the first run I did in Antorus was on my DK. I tanked it just to get us going. Again, confidence. If you watched yesterday's Getting Good video, it's about confidence. So while a lot of people don't want to tank first, they really don't like tanking first on the very first week. They kind of want to see someone else do it first. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll tank first. I don't even like bring it up. I was like, okay, I'm going to go in as tank and see what's going on. But now I was playing a melee DPS essentially, although I was tank spec'd. I was just seeing stuff like you can control the walls of fire. You can play around with that, and you know, melee you have to do a little bit of shimmying and movement. It was really good feel, by the way, to get back into that. Oh man, it was good feels. It was really good feels to get back into that. What are we on, 6 minutes? Yeah, I'm gonna go ham on this trash pack. Let's just beat this into submission. This is the last possible nightmare here. Nice. Big fat death strike then. Cool. Another one. Kind of storing my runic here for when I really need it. Right there. Ah, I didn't mean to fall down though. Don't want to do that. And this is going to be a nice tidy if I can grip these out. Barring no major cock-ups, this should be a nice tidy fine 16 pug, which I'm pretty fucking pleased with, boys. This boss on Tyrannical. Ooh. I have Bloodlust. Good.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But I did do Antorus today on my DK. Didn't get anything particularly good. Got a couple of relics. No trinket yet for the tanks. I was really hoping to actually get my tank trinket, just so I could have more procs for the other DPSs. No other reason than that, really, but was not to be, unfortunately. Feed the Weak won't do anything here to me. That's on the priest anyway. I hate the way Feed the Weak looks like it's targeting me. It's on the hunter. Good. He's going to pop off in a sec. There it is. Luckily I had my trinket ready. And we're going to vamp. Dancing rune weapon. Go, go, go. Let's vamp off this. Why risk it? Oh, this poor hunter's getting everything. Our poor hunter, bro, is getting absolutely everything. What an absolute nightmare. Poor lad. All he wanted was a nice, easy Dark Art run. And it was not meant to be. It was not meant to be, unfortunately. Blood drink off the back of that. One man down. What a shame. Reimer died. Poor Reimer. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And there we go. A nice smooth. Man, we're doing well. We're doing well. I get a really sick, really happy sense of satisfaction doing full pugs on my tank. Everything going well. Oh, no haste, but still, they're a big upgrade, dude. Yeah, I'll take them. Thank you very much. Plus upgrades. Oh, 950. We are up to 950. Anything else that was good? Mail, leather. All right, thanks all. And thank you, every single one of you, for tuning in. I'll see you again. Bye-bye, everybody.